representing the soul within us. Sita is married to the king Ram. Ram is powerful, Ram is strong, Ram is almighty and perfect. He is the perfect son, perfect brother, perfect king. Everyone loves Ram, whole world loves Ram. As we know, Ram represents God, showing the symbolism. The story will not be complete without the third character, and third character is called Ravana. Ravana is the king of the demons. Demons, what is the life of demon? Take sorrow, give sorrow. That is what defines demon. In the kingdom of Ram, there is no concept of sorrow. So Ravan wants to kidnap Sita. Why he wants to kidnap? So that he can give her sorrow. Now, Sita cannot be kidnapped easily because there is this line, and as long as Sita stays within the line, Ravan cannot do anything. What is this line? You can unmute if you like, and you can answer. I want some interaction here from time to time.
Line is a code of conduct.
Code of conduct. Any other? What is the first line? This is the code of conduct is this one line. What is the first line of defense?
Connection.
Connection. We are using this blue line for ignorance. It's a line of ignorance. If you cross that line, you are in ignorance. Behind the line is clarity, light, knowledge. We are using it with this meaning. And so Ravan wants to kidnap, but Sita is behind the line. So Ravan finds clever ways to get Sita across the line. He is king in ignorance, but he has one wisdom, how to get others into ignorance. So he sends a golden deer. And golden deer is outside the line. Does that look like a deer? Exact like a deer? So there is a deer. It's a artist's drawing. Now the deer is outside the line. Sita says, Sita is attracted to the deer. Sita likes the deer. Sita wants to cross the line. For one reason or other, Sita crosses the line. Because of attraction to the deer, drama changes. And once she crosses the line, it was not easy to go from ignorance into light, into wisdom. It is not easy to go from darkness into light. And under the skin of the deer was another demon. So the whole plot was to kidnap her. And now Sita finds herself in the Ravan's kingdom. She is the slave to Ravan. And slave, Ravan is not just an ordinary monster. Ravan has got 10 heads. And all these different heads need different things. Can you all see the sketch? Can you see all right?
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah, excellent. So here is Ravan and all his heads, and Sita is the slave. As an example, we are not seeing here the five vices, five vices. We are not just seeing that way. Each of these head, that five vices is metaphorical, of course, there are five vices. But each head needs different things. For example, one head, this head needs cigarettes. The second head, he wants a certain food, maybe sweet. This head, he wants chutney. And this head needs another person. And otherwise he gets angry. He gets unhappy. You know, so this head, for example, that is with cigarettes. She says cigarettes, and the slave Sita has to run to the shop to get cigarettes to her boss. All Sita wants is peace. So give him what he wants. It doesn't solve the problem because um, that giving cigarettes to him, it is a food for that head. That head gets bigger, and bigger Ravan wants more cigarettes. So she has to run faster to get cigarettes. And more you give, Ravan gets bigger and bigger. And bigger Ravan is then proper demon. Just like a small tiger is a tiger, but it appears so cute and harmless. You feed him, he becomes a big tiger. And now he got fangs and he got claws and he wants to eat you. He's three times your size. Same here. Demon is a demon. But small demon may appear harmless, but it will get bigger. And so there are other heads, and more you give them, they get bigger. And as they get bigger, they can give sorrow. You want to say anything? So we said one head wants cigarettes, and then maybe second head wants alcohol. What the third head? What is the third head wants?
Chutney.
Yes. And the next head?
All types of addictions, drugs, maybe.
Yes. It can be so very simple things in our lives. It can be,
Lying.
yes. The way to know there is a Ravan involved in this, absence of any of these things will create sorrow, irritation, missing, lacking. It will not be neutral. So anytime sorrow comes, it means Ravan is involved in it. In today's Murli, there was a saying, there is a relationship, there was a time you are in relationship, then there was a bondage of vices. So one is relationship. You are having tea, but one week there is no tea, you are just as happy. If there is no tea and it disturbs you or bothers you, miss it, yeah, then it means Ravan was involved. It was a bondage of vice. Another person, you like his company nice, but if that person is not there, are you missing? Does it bother you? Or it can be just you are alone, no one is there. Does it bother you? Job, if the job changes, job is not there. No one starves because job is not there. But does it sort of disturb you? Then there is some people get disturbed even on the day of holiday because they got nothing to do. So there is Ravan involved. Anytime there is sorrow, certain item of food, it contains less of the sugar or less of salt, more salt. Worth checking, if is there Ravan involved. The big heads within these are lust and certain dependencies, addictions. They can be big heads. So Ravan has got 10 heads, but Ravan can create more heads. In the present kingdom, Ravan has got many more heads, and each of it is head can get angry. Each head can get envious. Each head can get depressed. Whole range of sorrow is in each head. So sometimes you can get people, one head is angry, another head is depressed. It can happen like that also. Same time, different things happening. One person said, I have not recovered from earlier depression, and another thing happened. And so he is into another depression. What are these heads? We said it's a psychodrama that is representing something within us. What are these heads?
Ego.
Uh-huh. Who answered?
Adele.
Very good. Hi, Adele.
Hello.
Very good. So there are different ego. They are gross and subtle, and they are the reason for that all the desires and desperation. They are coming from that ego. In other words, some identification, subtle and gross, enough to know that there are some hates there, or Ravan, invisible hates of Ravan there. Each head is dedicated to one something within the drama. Now, Sita is in a big trap there. She is feeding this monster just to get peace. She wants some kind of freedom from this Ravan. And more she feeds, he gets bigger, and she's in a bigger trap. It is like being in a trap of a dictator like Hitler. Country like Norway, Sweden, they were helping Hitler after the First War, and so Germany, poor Germany, so they are helping. With this help, Hitler is buying guns, and then big Hitler, he now wants uranium from Norway because he wants his bomb. And Norway says, no, we don't want to give you uranium. He says, you don't want to give? Okay, thank you very much. Here is the gun. Thank you for your help all this time. He sends his army. He takes over Norway, Sweden. They all, and is using uranium for his research. So they say with crocodiles, don't feed crocodiles, in the crocodile park, because they don't they are not like dogs or other animals. They will be grateful to you, friendly with you. They don't have that region of the brain. So they feel you are the remaining cake. They want to run after you to eat you. So here, Ravan is monster, the demon. So the more you feed him, he just gets a bigger monster, and he wants to give you more problems, give problem to others. Take sorrow, give sorrow. Anyone has got any hates of Ravan? Anyone can see this?
Not a big one, but maybe subtle one.
Subtle, yes. Now, Ram sends a message to Sita. It appears you are in trouble. But no problem. I am the Almighty. I can free you from all this problem. Ram says, I can free you from Ravan, but there's a condition, and condition is Sita should take the decision. And if she really wants to be free from Ravan, she should take the first step. So you hear this in the Murli. You take one step, Ram will take 1,000 steps. but she should take the step. She should take the decision. Is it easy? Choice is either be queen to Ram or slave to Ravan. That is a choice. And is it easy, this decision? Now, it is not just you. This is a story going on in everyone's life. Everyone is a Sita. They all are in this Ravan's world. Do they all want to be free from Ravan? Are they willing to take the first step? Actually, answer is no. Ordinarily, no one wants to be free from Ravan. Even though the choice is queen to Ram or slave to Ravan, this is a choice. Why? They don't want to be free.
Because they like the cigarettes and the chocolate and the lifestyle that feeds all these heads.
But
It's-
if you understand behind that is a monster and there will be sorrow coming sometime soon, Ravan is there. There's a crocodile behind.
Mm.
And she's the slave. There is an option of queen to Ram and be eternal happiness and be in truth. In spite of that, why would they feed a monster? One reason is Ravan has got an assistant, and name of the assistant is Madame Maya. So if now Sita says, maybe I should stop smoking. So she has to take this decision and she needs advice on this. So what Maya does, Maya goes as a friend of Sita, and in time she becomes the advisor to Sita. Whole plot is Maya is intelligence in Ravan's world. And Maya is given a job. Don't let Sita take the decision. Because if Sita takes the decision, Ram helps. And Ravan loses a slave. So Maya's job is don't let Sita take the decision. That's all. So Maya goes and Sita says, maybe I should stop smoking. And Maya says, it's a good decision, but do it from the 1st of January. So each time you hear the word later, it is coming from Maya. Another time Maya says, you are weak. You won't be able to do this. Another time Maya says, it is very difficult. Different words that you hear. Okay, try. Means don't do it. Just keep in that camp of trying. Another time I will say it's a long process. So gradually, you just take one and after 1 month you drop another. It's a long process. So you are there in that making effort. What is the form of Maya in Nigeria? One common form would be busy. You are kept so busy that you don't even know why you are busy. Don't even know. You don't have time to find out that you are working for the enemy. Maya's records this very simple slogans. I am not ready. Some big change. I'm not ready. And Maya will never be ready. I'm not in a rush. Maya has got corporate lawyers working for it to think of excuses. Another set of lawyers will think of creating doubts. Something that is so obvious, Maya can create doubts, and then they say, throw the whole thing away. Do you want to say anything? Is that Maya anywhere? In Norwich? Is that Maya in Norwich?
Maya's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's omnipresent, looks like.
Sometimes Maya says, I know it all.
That's right.
Maya's the voice in your head that says, oh, well, yes, later, or oh, next week, or I can't do it at the moment.
That's true. Yes. It is so good to spot this and realize that this is coming from Maya. This is coming from the enemy, telling this. And within this, any of this, say if I tell something, it is difficult to get up in the morning, say even 1 hour early. First thing Maya will say, it is difficult. And it can be even small thing. If you tell yourself it is difficult, that is end of the game. If you tell yourself you are weak, it is end of the game. If you want, you can do anything if you want. So if you realize how this game continues, Maya's cleverness. Anyone else want to ask anything at this point? Picture.
Yeah.
I also want to add to this word bhakti and clarify what it means. Bhakti is a form of false spirituality, broad meaning of bhakti. At least the way we are using it is false spirituality. I'll explain what, how, and why. Sita knows she needs Ram. Ram will help her become free from this monster. So Maya says, okay, you are looking for Ram. Here is a statue. So in the meantime, you work with the statue. So now she is with the statue. She is offering flowers and milk and builds golden temple around this statue. She's busy now. In time, she's attached to that statue. Now, real Ram comes and says, I want to free you from Ravan. She says, no, I don't want you because I found this statue. I don't want to, I'm not looking for anyone else now. I got this statue. Well, she's attached to that statue now. She's telling others to come to that statue. So this is like a creation of Maya. The whole structure is created by Maya in the name of Ram. So in this department of Bhakti comes many things. They're all talking about Ram and they're all talking about heaven and God and sin and good karma, bad karma, hell. They're all talking about this. But it is all a structure of Maya. How do you know? How can anyone know which is false spirituality and which is true spirituality? Is there a way to know?
I think when it gives us some kind of sorrow, then it has to be Maya.
Sorrow. Sorrow will come later. In the beginning, like for example, someone is saying, just do these bells, ring the bells, and then you will go to heaven. So that is what one person is saying. So how do you know this is true? Will it really work, or is it false? The whole thing is full. There are gurus and mahatmas, every religions. How do you discriminate? And whether it is right path or wrong path, whether it is bhakti or whether it is knowledge. How do you discriminate?
Whether the emotions are coming from the drama world or the feelings are coming from the drama world. That's identify.
Sure. Any other answers?
With different interpretations. Like the statue should look like this. Oh no, the statue should look like that. When there's more than one version?
Sure.
Just an idea.
Sure. One way to know this, try and check if this whole structure that exists, structure of religion that exists, is it supporting Ravan or is it removing Ravan? Try and see where is it leading to. Now let us take the example of Christmas. Christmas as a festival.
है क्या कोई पार्सल है कोई पार्सल
Is it removing Ravan or is it supporting Ravan? Christmas is a big day in a religion. Ravan must be really frightened of this because religion is there to remove the Satan. Ravan is the same Satan. So Ravan should be worried, but at a practical level, these days, Ravan is looking forward to Christmas because the whole structure is hijacked by Maya and has become Christmas of Ravan. But same is the situation with any other system. The discrimination we can use, try and check, is the Ravan going to survive here? Is Ravan supported here? Is this a structure to remove Ravan? If it is to feed Ravan, then it is bhakti. That is the way we are using this word bhakti. Very different meaning. Bhakti literally means something else, but we are using it with this meaning. It means there is lots of outer show, but internally Ravan is kept alive. Then it is bhakti. So now if we come to our sketch here, so we are seeing that there is a game, there is Ravan there, and there is Maya there. And what we are seeing here, there is a game going on. In ourselves, in our head, there is a game. And in this game, Sita and Ram are on one side, Maya and Ravan are on the other side. And in any game, there are winners and losers. So also in this game also there are winners and losers. It is not that Ravan all the time wins. No, Sita has option to defeat Ravan and Maya. This game, the word we use for this game is Raz. And This word has a meaning. This is a hidden game, and it is very significant game. So everyone is playing this game. Whoever you see on this planet, your neighbors, your friends, everyone is in this game. But in this game, there are winners and losers. In every game, there are prizes and penalties. So also in this game, there are prizes, penalties. If you win this game, there are prizes. If you lose this game to Ravan, there are penalties. What does this mean? In the prizes, penalties. In other games, prize is a little medal, penalty is a red card. In this game, prizes are real and penalties are real. Prizes are, your birth is, different kind of birth. Whole life is different. Penalty is whole birth. If you see on this planet misery of any kind, it is only because of the score, the penalty in the game. As we said, Ravan wins, what will happen? There will always be penalties. There is another game called boxing, and in which one result is knockout, which means unconscious. So in this game also, there can be a result called knockout. And when person is knocked out, he doesn't even know that there is a game. So then it means Sita is unconscious. So she's leading a life, a zombie. Whatever Ravan wants, she just does it. She doesn't even know that there is a game and she is meant to win this game. That's why one word that we hear in this story, that word is called Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani is a mythological herb that can revive the dead. And you get it in a health food store in Lagos. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Which health food store?
Health food store. We have ShopRite, the
Yeah.
Bazaar.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
few of them.
True Sanjeevani is, of course, knowledge. So the Sanjeevani that can revive these unconscious citas. At present, if you are in your town, your friends, also the life is going on, no one is concerned about anything. It means the Sita is unconscious, knockout, zombie, and just does whatever Ravan wants. No intention to win, or doesn't even know that there's a game. So if Sanjeevani works, you are understanding there's a Ravan here, and there's Maya here, Maya's cleverness. You are hearing this, Maya's prompts. You are understanding that you got a friend who wants you to win, and you are seeing yourself as a queen, not as a slave. You are awake, something has become alive inside. Then it means Sanjeevani has worked. If Sanjeevani has not worked, it is a zombie. You don't even know what is going on. That is a big milestone. Sanjeevani coming into
Can
your
you
life.
please repeat, brother?
Say it again.
Can you please repeat? Sanjeevani is a zombie.
I will repeat. Sanjeevani is like a herb that can revive one who is unconscious. So we are taking the spiritual meaning of it. So unconscious in this case, Sita that is defeated by Ravan, hmm, Ravan and Maya in this game, boxing game, and then doesn't even know that there's a game. We said that is the unconscious state. And so Sanjeevani is representing knowledge for us, the meaning for us. And this knowledge has the power to help Sita understand the game, understand who the enemy is, understand who the friend is, and understand herself that she's the queen, that she's not a slave, but she's a queen. She can get back. To understand the game means you smell a victory. You see the option. Change is possible here. Any other thoughts? You want to add anything? Let us hear some thoughts from Lagos. Gautami, maybe you can code.
Prashant, right?
Yeah.
As you said, Sanjeevani is the knowledge and it helps us to be in the awareness of the self that I am the queen, not the slave. I, the Sita, the soul. So in this case, just being awareness of the self and I'm sure remembrance works a lot. So here, remembering Baba. Can you elaborate that one?
Uh-huh. Who is speaking? Gautami. Yes, we'll come to this soon. At this point, Sanjeevani is just waking up, just understanding the bigger map. That's all. Understanding that just to serve Ravan is not the only destination, there is more than that. Any other? Gautami want to ask others? Want to hear some more feedback from others?
Yes, please. There, everyone has their own mute keys. They can unmute and answer, or they can even type it on the chat box so that brother can answer. I'm checking with the YouTube viewers.
Uh-huh. Is Clive also with us? And Simran, maybe we'll hear some thoughts from Simran.
Hello, Prashant ji. Very nice to hear the elaborate story. We have heard the Ram and Sita story growing up, but in a totally different context. So knowing the meaning or having the meaning to the characters, it's a very good reminder. It's a very good perspective to look at the story. I don't think I have thought the story in this way, the way it is explained here. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a sort of beautiful psychodrama whenever it was written, giving such insight in a form of the drama. We just need to decode it.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is such a game that no one can play this game for anyone else. Each one has to play each one's game. the highest thing I can give to anyone else is Sanjeevani. There are some people can give gifts to others. Some give, some big prizes, big gifts. Like a king of Jordan, he can nominate anyone and give the kingdom to him. He can decide who the next person is. He may choose his brother, he may choose his son, but he can choose someone else also. Kingdom, gift. So these are all kinds of gifts that are there in the world. The highest gift is the gift of Sanjeevani. What an amazing thing. Why? Why it is the highest thing? Because you are giving life. And by itself, that is not the end. Sanjeevani by itself is not bringing him victory, but it promotes the possibilities of victory.
Mm.
Victory is when you defeat Ravan, then it is victory. So in any game, to win this game, you need a strategy. So even in football, the coach and all, they have a strategy. They plan how to play this game. They have a few options. So players are all the time looking at a coach. What is their advice here? So you need a strategy for any game. So also in this game, you need a strategy. You can see it is as a game, so you can see it as a war. In a war, one of the big success of the one side is to stop the supplies of the other side. Here, Sita is defeated. Sita was unconscious. But if she gets Sanjeevani and wakes up, and if she gets a little more Sanjeevani, and if she realizes that she is very powerful in this game, that is a very good Sanjeevani, they're like extra advanced Sanjeevani. If she realizes that she is very powerful in this game, she can win this game. Even though she was defeated in this round and unconscious, knockout, but she can win this game. Why? Anyone can tell why Sita is very powerful in this game. What is the reason? If you give the answer, you will get a prize. We'll send you by courier system.
By purity?
Purity, still another reason.
It's because Ram is a friend.
Ram is a friend. That is very good. Still another reason.
She was surrendered to Rama.
Surrender to Rama. Still one more reason. So what is the ground she feels she has chance of winning this game?
Why Sita is powerful in the drama?
In this game. Why
In this game.
is like a game is against Ravan and Sita. Ravan wants to win and Sita wants to win. And until now, Sita was knockout. Sita was defeated.
Sita understood the game.
Sita understood the game. Okay, still one more.
Yeah.
Just with one thought, Sita can change the game. Thought of courage.
Thought of
If
courage.
she is aware of it, about, as you said, if she is aware about herself and her potential and her capacity, then she can change the whole game.
Sure. Still one more.
Or maybe she realized now. Her realization is the make her powerful. No?
Realization of what?
That now she's suffering. She's away from Rama.
Yeah.
That it is Ravan. Realizing herself and realizing Ravan, that this is the one.
My answer is Sita is in righteous way. Ravan is in unrighteous way. That's why in the drama, who is in the righteous, in the path of truth, they will be victorious,
Sure.
powerful.
Sure. Now, one another factor for Sita to realize she's powerful. She is seeing that she is the only supplier to Ravan. Ravan is dependent upon continuous supply, and she is the one who supplies to this monster. And she has the option to stop the supplies. And imagine you are in charge of stopping the supplies to some party. That party has to surrender straight away. That is called laying a siege. Beda Dalna. You stop the supplies of enemy. So suddenly she's in a powerful position. Now, okay, she can stop the supply, but she knows that Ravan will start banging the table. Ravan will create smoke from the nostrils. Ravan will scream. That is all going to happen. But Sita also realizes that she is eternal. No one can harm her. It is a paper tiger, that's all for her. Bottom line, Ravan cannot harm Sita. These two facts are powerful facts for Sita. Sita can declare a challenge to Ravan and stop the supplies of Ravan. Now, once she does this, of course, smoke will come also and screams will come, but every minute that head of Ravan will become smaller. Non-cooperation, Gandhi's whole structure of defeating the British was non-cooperation. So here you are non-cooperating with Ravan. You are saying this is not good for your life, Ravan. So I am not going to supply anything. Any head of Ravan is not going to get anything. Every day those heads will get smaller. Now in this game, another factor, there are 10 heads, but some heads are big. We said heads of lust, head of addiction. Some heads are bigger than other heads. Those big heads need to go first. It is not you are removing 7 heads and keeping the big heads for later. No, those big heads are your main enemies. So you use all your power to stop the supplies of the big heads. But in this, if you also stop the thoughts, Ravan wants cigarettes, but Ravan also can just think of the cigarettes and think of yesterday's cigarettes and can keep getting bigger also, just the thoughts. So you are saying, I am not going to give these heads of Ravan single thought. How? Keep the mind busy with Ram. That is a secret formula. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. So you are keeping the mind busy with Ram, and Ravan cannot do anything. During that time, Ravan cannot do. Keep your time busy with Ram. Like right now, this hour, we are discussing knowledge. Ravan cannot come in. You are busy with Ram, in some knowledge of Ram, thoughts of Ram, in a service of Ram, in different ways. Understand accuracy behind Ram and keeping the mind busy. Then Ravan's heads get smaller. If you stop this absolutely, say any head, anything is possible here. So some say, I'm absolutely harassed by some head of Ravan. Okay, follow the program. Now on, it is not from tomorrow, now on, stop the supplies and stop the supply of thoughts. So you are keeping the mind already busy with, you got a program, what you are going to think, what you are going to keep the mind busy. If other thought comes, don't let first thought go to the second thought. Immediately just get out of that place open the book, get the mind absolutely busy with Ram for 3 days, and that head of Ravan will become unconscious, which means that head of Ravan will not create thoughts, will not trouble you, will not harass you. That is a big news because one head of Ravan less in the system, it is one demon less. Your face will change. Everything changes. Once some big heads of Ravan are out, anger and various other things, they will become less and less because lots of our vices are around these few big heads. And then it is also easier to see what else is happening in the system, in the Ravan system. So we are understanding a strategy to win this big game. So it is not just games of Maya, we are going for victory, a full victory.
Brother, these games of Maya, as you said, be busy with Ram, his knowledge, his service, his remembrance. So sometimes in his service, in the service of Ram also, Ravan interferes.
Sure. Now this is where we need to know about, then we have to see Maya. Maya will come in new ways, and we have to recognize Maya's different forms. We also said before, Ravan can create new heads, and new head can be based on service also. So you are busy with Ram, that is good news, but now another ego is created. Ego based on service. Look at this, based upon this town you are living. It can be kind of service you do or department you are working in. Ravan's hates and ego can come based on various forms. Maya will do this, and we have to observe that. So that is also important part of this game. But when we are talking about Maya, this Maya also need to be stopped. To win this game, we have to work on all fronts. So Maya comes in the form, do it later. You have to ask what Ram tells you. Ram, what does Ram tell you? You want to answer?
Remember me.
Now, do it now.
Now or never? You hear this in the Murli, no? Now or never? Maya says you are weak. What does Ram tell you?
You're strong.
What do you hear in the Murli? You are a Shakti. If you are able to ride lionesses, you must be strong. Maya says it is difficult. What does Ram tell you?
Sahaj, easy Raju.
Easy Rajyoga. That's good. Yeah, easy Rajyoga. So Maya says you are so busy, there's no time for anything else. Here we say keep yourself busy with Ram. Once Dadi said, those who say busy, they're lazy. And what it meant, if someone says he's busy, he's lazy at a real level. And he's busy at a wrong level. So Maya will come out with excuses. Karan, Ram says Nivaran. Think of solutions. You can use your brain for answers, you can use your brain for solution. So Maya will come with bhakti, you are coming with knowledge. You got a method, right method. You don't have to go for some new agey, false but spirituality. Maya says try. Ram tells you fly.
Hmm.
Maya says it's a long process. What does Ram tell you?
1 second.
1 second. So I'm not ready, Maya tells you.
Hmm.
I'm not in the rush. What does Ram tell you?
Be ever ready.
One is ever ready, another is there is destruction is right in front happening. You know, that death is right in front of you. So you are what you are not ready. Death is right in front. So uh, you have to take a jump. And doubts. What is Baba's antidote for doubts?
Nishchay.
Nishchay. Just faith is not enough. Baba never uses the word Shraddha. Never.
Nischay.
Nishchay. Baba uses the word. Nishchay means bring yourself to a level where you are so clear and certain, sure about every aspect of knowledge. So that in future,
Brother, what is the role? Sorry to stop you. What is the role of bhavna in this? When we have nischay.
bhavna, in victory, we don't need bhavna. Nishchay is for victory. That's why you will hear the word Nishchay, Nishchay a lot more in the Murli, for example.
Brother, can you define Nischay?
Nishchay means certainty, like right from the first lesson, soul. Bring yourself to the level where you're so clear and sure. You see body consciousness as absurd. You should bring yourself. So it is not based upon faith, that you are not a belief, not another concept, but you have understood clearly. Nishchay means that you are sure.
After having nischay about all the details of knowledge, still the process is getting slow, and we get attacked by the enemy
Yeah.
frequently.
Yes. Now, each of these area in a Nishchay should be in all areas. Nishchay may be in one area there, but we're checking if it is there in other area. Also here we are understanding the game. We saw there are many fronts. If one of these area door is open, then enemy can come in. Ravan has 10 heads. I defeat 9 heads, but 1 head is kept. That is enough for enemy to come in. So at this stage, to understand this game, start the process. That is the important thing. Start the journey of victory. Stop the supplies of the enemy. Most important for us would be to revise this understanding of the game. Even what we spoke just now, is it recorded? It will be good.
Yes, please, it is recorded.
To revise it, to go through it again, that will be useful. We can also give you a printed version of this. In fact, Gautami, you might be having this book, no? Saru Africa project.
Yeah.
It is the same.
Yes, please.
It is the same. So it will be good to revise with this understanding, but also check. Which one is to do. What are these heads in your own area? Which are the big heads? Then some discrimination will continue to get refined to spot how Maya comes. This have to be observed. I know I'm talking too much. I think it will be time for you
No.
to
No, very much relevant and very much useful. In fact, I have got the feedback from the last talk that we should have some frequent sessions like this. It's just one-time session, has given a new look, new approach of understanding Baba's knowledge and the whole Ramayana concept.
yeah, nice. I was going to
So there is a question here.
Sarah to coordinate some discussion.
Yes, please. And there is a question here.
Yeah.
Nischay and confidence, how related with one another? Are they related with one another?
And Nischay is a unique thing. Nischay is always connected with, in this case, knowledge. You know, it is not a someone has Nischay, you know, as a virtue everywhere. No, have I got Nischay? Say there is a patient, you know, you are coming with a diagnosis. Have you got Nischay? Are you sure about the diagnosis? In one case, you may have Nischay, another case, you may not have Nischay. It is like that. Nischay means you are so sure. So in this case, we need to be very, very clear about the value of knowledge, the details of knowledge. You have to first understand, ask questions, scrutinize it, and then you come to the conclusion, okay, this is my truth. You know, and that is like you are operating with that truth. Then only ego has no chance to. This Ravan doesn't accept defeat that easily. You need to be worthy to get to defeat Ravan. And that's why we have to develop all these skills. We have to be good on all fronts to get this prize. You understand, no? Like you need to have all these different, to detect Maya, understand knowledge, but not enough. Superficially you understand it. You need to be clear about it, and you need to be determined in that. And you need to have discrimination when there is suddenly new kind of Maya's cleverness comes. You need to realize, this is Maya again, and use immediately the antidote. Then you win. And win, there are big prizes. We said golden age is a big thing, but to get that golden age prize, you need to show some victory. If the second prize is silver medal, third prize is copper medal, and just like in Olympics, different medals you get. No? So your first prize is golden age, second prize is silver age, then the copper prize. We are going for the first prize. Is that right, Adele? Knowledge, first prize? Sound is okay?
Yes.
Yes, Prashant.
So I was going to ask here, Sarah, to coordinate some discussion questions, and you can ask difficult questions to Sarah also.
Great to be connected. Good to be hearing the session and hear your questions. I was just thinking about tolerance today, or last couple of days, for Sita to know that if there has been some feeding of Ravan, then if one is stopping to feed that head of Ravan, then there will be this, as Prashant was saying, banging on the table and smoke coming out of the ears. But the spiritual intelligence to just Sita to take a step back and observe that, with this quiet confidence that Ravan will get smaller, and Sita has the option to create time with Ram. I feel this is so helpful to create that distance and support. And I like this analogy with the crocodile. It's extremely vivid. So, yeah, Tara, would you like to share any thoughts?
I'm still thinking and trying to understand about the whole, how brother made it so easy and so beautifully explained. So I was thinking about myself, how clear I am, how much nischay I have. And he said the word, the knowledge and the truth. So I have to have that nischay about the truth in a way, then there is a victory for sure. And I was also thinking nischay in many areas, not just in Rama's words only, but in myself too. And also drama, and just keep the mind in what Rama says, So I'm just thinking, I'm so happy inside to hear him, brother, to explain in such a beautiful way. Thank you so much.
Nice, thank you for sharing. Yes, the different kinds of nischay, and also I was feeling as well the simplicity of the essence of knowledge, the nischay in the soul being this immortality of the soul, the security of the soul, and yeah, that experience, that full experience that helps the reactions and complexity of Ravan stand out against that simplicity of the soul being free. But yeah, that's right, all the different kinds of aspects of knowledge it helps to strengthen that, the main thing. Any other thoughts?
It's very simplified way of understanding. I personally thank Brother Prashant for making things so simplified. Even the checking is so essential. Just right there, the point. This is Maya, this is Ravan, and this is how Sita is subservient. And the solutions also, as for Murli, brother has picked up about spending time with Rama, his knowledge, his service, and being non-cooperative to Ravan. I really like that. How to be non-cooperative to Ravan.
Yeah, that came through the careful thinking and the example of food, tea.
Yeah.
If tea is available and it's okay if it's not there. These are small things. We maybe not ordinarily taking them that seriously, but actually it's an indication. And then we might think there's not an addiction when tea is there, but when it's not there, it stands out. And to really use those opportunities to practice making the soul strong, making Sita strong.
And I also like this one, that even one face of Ravan becomes less, then your face will change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when he spoke about bhakti and Christmas is all about the celebrating Ravan, is not for Rama. The whole tradition, customs, the systems is all about supporting, making Ravan survive.
It's very vivid, isn't it? That it's not what it's meant to be, but along the path we've got confused, and it's hard to pinpoint what went wrong, really. also that highlight that we should remove the biggest head. And I remember when there was some discussion on this before, it's a bit like if your room is full of clutter, full of stuff, and you want to clean the room and get back to what it was meant to be, you might not even remember that clear, clean room. And removing the biggest heads of Ravan, or the biggest head, is like getting rid of the big boxes. And when you've got rid of the big bits of junk or the things which shouldn't be there, it's much easier to get discrimination to sort out the rest. But if you work around that, it's like you never get anywhere. So that's how I was understanding this. The discrimination power will really increase once the big head is removed. So anyone else would like to share? Prashant is still here. If a question has come up, then you can direct it to Prashant also. Or Gautami can also answer.
Um,
I'll ask.
So now everyone, I think, is pondering upon the same thoughts. Prashant has given enough material that the mind is thinking, and mostly it is sorted out as a new concept of a new vision has been given, which is more simplified about bhakti, about Rama, about Ravan, and about knowledge and about the self.
Yes.
But there are requests coming up that we need to have this session in frequent intervals.
Yeah, we need reminders.
Yes, we need reminders.
Great. So unless there's any more final thoughts, then yeah, this invitation to check the recording and also the written version is quite helpful. And I guess the homework is as you were saying, that careful checking. And I personally feel keeping a sort of a diary helps, because sometimes if the effort is made during the day, if it's acknowledged in a diary, then at the end of the day, it's like a kind of a confirmation there is some effort. And also that little, like in the Murli today, Baba was saying, you should see which side you're on. Check the chart to see what the quality of effort is. I think this is a weapon against Maya, sometimes against the Maya of disheartenment that there isn't effort when actually you have been creating time. And that's how I felt making a diary, and what's helping to support the soul, what needs improving. So that's the final thought from here. Great to be connected.
Thank you so much. I just want to pass a request through you to Prashant Bhai. As per his schedule, any possibility for at least, once or twice in a month, because yes, everyone is working. People have sent the messages that they have made notes and they are going to work on it, but they need reminders. And in the journey, if they get questions, they should be able to contact or get the clarification about their journey.
We've got a thumbs up from here. Yes.
Oh, great.
Facilities permitting, I'm sure it will be stable. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a thought. You can say yes or no about it. But how about second Saturday or fourth Saturday?
Sure.
So that everyone know that.
Second Saturday or fourth Saturday, or both. Yeah, we'll check and we'll confirm.
Right. Can you just take us into a guided meditation?
So as was mentioned about checking. It's nice to just check right now. This beautiful option to use our time in the next few minutes to empower Sita. And Sita is eternally belonging to Ram. That is her world and her primary reality. This Sita is independent of the drama world. Sita is the traveler. We come to the home of the traveler. This silent celebration that all are eternally safe. Not as an affirmation, but as a truth. This is the home beyond the world stage. It's like a healing to wake up, for Sita to wake up in this security of the home that's not affected by anything of the drama stage. This timeless, changeless, secure home of the family. Eternally safe. For Sita, the stage is a gift. When there is clarity, Sita can come from the home to visit the stage, to associate with a costume. This is not crossing the line. While Sita is awake, this is like an extra entertainment. As long as there is clarity that the stage is given as a gift for a temporary time. A drama. Her happiness is from her home and eternal reality. The passing scenes are merely extra entertainment. What could be a higher quality of life? To be immortal and carefree. To spend time to experience the details of this mind helps to see Ravan in contrast, that thinks that this world is the home. It's Something temporary is mine. Keep Sita awake, using the power of knowledge. Staying behind the line, remaining clear, whether in the sky or on the stage. Remembering the eternal friend. Who knows it is easy. This is an easy game. Success is guaranteed. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Sarah. We have Brother Gagan, Sister Meenal, and Sister Onkoyo, Brother Eta, the Nigerian brothers and sisters who have joined from Lagos. They just want to say a word of thanks.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you so much from Lagos Center to Prashant Bhai and Sister Sarah for the valuable teachings. Last time also it was a very wonderful class about the reincarnation and the Antamati Sogoti. And this time also very wonderful, like we are feeling like a new taste of knowledge. Like you explained the game and Chitta is powerful, we are very powerful. So we have the power to, if we don't supply anything, then Maya will be unconscious. So thank you so much from Lagos family here. Thank you.
Sister Onkoyo, say thanks. Okay.
Thank you so much. And Prashant is here. He's waving and receiving the flowers with a big smile.
Thank you so much.
So nice.
Sister Sarah, I will send across the audio. And
Thank
you have
you.
the link already. You may please share with those who are interested.
Thank you very much.